Indiana Hoosiers Live 56. It's the bye-week Extravaganza too, and we had to do it bigger than the first one. So we went and we got buffed in prime. T-Cow, welcome to the show.
Appreciate you having me on, fellas. Appreciate y'all having me on.
Dude, of course. I mean, when I first started diving like full blown into this Indiana team, you were one of the first people who started popping up onto my timeline. If you're an Indiana football fan, if you know our show, watch our show, you understand what you mean to our universe, the Burnerverse, and all that good stuff. And so, yeah, this is one we've wanted to make happen for a while. So super pumped you could join us tonight.
Yes, sir.
Right, how you feeling? You pumped up?
Feeling great. Yeah. Decals here. I'm ready to jump into some questions. I know Keezer's got a lot of stuff prepared.
Let's do it.
And yeah, let's bounce stuff off each other. I call myself the master of the eye test. Kind of stretches beyond football for me a little bit. I'm a big hoops head as well. So, yeah, excited to learn really from you in terms of kind of how you evaluate players and what you look for in terms of what I should be looking at when I'm, bumming out on my couch on Saturdays.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll start because it's very obvious you love football. You wouldn't be doing what you do if you didn't love football. So where does that love of ball come from?
Man, since I was a kid, I started playing when I was 7. Was a high school All-American as a running back in safety. I grew up playing mainly quarterback. But when I found out I wasn't going to get taller than 5'10", I was like, okay, that's going to be hard to make it to the league doing that. So moved to running back in safety. Had a lot of scholarships for both. Ended up choosing to play safety. And one of my smaller scholarships, University of Nevada, is where I chose because it wasn't too far from home. At the time, Chris Alt was there, who invented the pistol offense. If you remember, that's when Nevada beat Boise State, when Boise State was on a run. So I was like,
Kaepernick.
Exactly. So I was like, I want to go there and, be a part of what they have going on. Chris Alt retired like a week before signing day. So that was tough. Got a coach that didn't fit with me at all with my personality. Then at that time, there's no transfer portal. This is 2015. And the only way to be eligible immediately, you had to go down a level. So a coach that recruited me to Nevada had the head coaching job at Alabama A&M, which is FCS. And he said, hey, whatever position you want, you're the starter if you come here. I said, okay, bet. That's where I'm going. So I did my last 2 years at Alabama A&M, was all-conference preseason HBCU All-American. And then after that was in camp with the Atlanta Falcons. And then most recently, a few years ago, I played in, I think it's the UFL now. It was the USFL. Before that, when I played, it was called the Spring League. And we played in Indiana, actually. We played at Lucas Oil 6 games.
Oh, yeah.
And, I've been in love with football like my entire life. And it was tough when I knew I wasn't going to, play any further. And I was out of it. Like, I was completely out of football. Coach Prime got the job at Jackson State. Jackson State is in the same conference I played in when I was at Alabama A&M. So I was pumped about that, watching that, and then got the Colorado job. And then last year we started our podcast, Buffed and Prime, and that's when I started watching, tape and getting back into football. Like I didn't watch games, like I didn't root for nobody. So last year was my first year getting back, and I loved it. And I didn't realize, like, I just thought I had stupid teammates before, so I didn't realize I saw the game so much different than everybody else and on a different level. Like CT, the fan, my brother would tell me that, but he's never played at the levels I played at, so of course he would think that. But then all these players are reaching out to me. Coach Prime reached out to me in January, told me he needed me on staff, and said, what job do you want to do? And I was like, oh, I guess I am really, really good at this stuff.
Wait, so I don't want to cut you off, but so that came recent, because I was going to say, like, when did you realize you became that, like, we're at that different level? Because, like, obviously to be a high school All-American, to be a college All-American, to get to the places you got to, and to be like the camp invite with the Falcons, like, you have to both love the game, but then understand they have the football IQ at a next level. So you're saying that you didn't even realize that you thought the game at the next level until last year?
Yeah, like when I was playing I had a lot of bad coaching, and a lot of things I've done in my life. Like I'm in real estate now. I own 14 properties, and I'm a realtor. It's all self-taught. So that was what I was having to do football-wise, which sucked because I'm playing college football. Like my coaches should be, the ones that are, helping me understand better. But really just, self-teaching myself and learning how to actually watch film, learning how to study it. And then last season, when Colorado's playing these games, I'm breaking down all their opponents before they play. So I'm knowing what plays are going to happen just off the formation and everything like that. And that's when I was like, oh, I really do see this at a different level. And then obviously Coach Prime reached out to me to offer me a job strictly from my YouTube. Like that's crazy.
Well, I mean, listen, you're going to be right as often as you are, and you look at the like BIP's list and the guys you tweet out and the guys you hitch your wagon to, and like your resume is really damn good. Like, I want to talk specifically about D'Lo, and I started to watch like the beginning of like your video of like being like Colorado and Coach Prime should be going after this kid, and you're just like, I watched 3 plays and like I saw everything I needed to see. So how did D'Angelo Pons pop on your radar, and how does that start?
Got you. So we had just started the channel. People had just started seeing my all 22 breakdowns, and like people were hyped. Like channel was growing like crazy. And then I got on Twitter, and then my Twitter was growing like crazy, and everybody was, asking me to evaluate people in the transfer portal, like for Colorado as fans. So I'm looking at guys in the transfer portal just to see, who's good, who's not. And I saw a tweet saying freshman All-American D'Angelo Pons from James Madison enters the transfer portal. And I'm like, okay, let me see what he's about. So they call me Black Market TCal. I go find some James Madison film, and I'm watching the film, and I saw 3 plays, and I started tweeting. I said, hey, this is a guy. Like, he's special. And it was James Madison versus maybe Marshall. I'd have to go back and look. But I'm watching it, and as the game keeps going on, it just keeps getting better and better. And I remember how I was as a true freshman. I was not ready, mentally mainly. So being able to see D'Angelo Pons as a true freshman, what he was able to do, I told people thought I was crazy. I was like, this is a superstar cornerback. They're like, oh, he's 5'9". I'm like, no, this is a superstar. I promise you. And I was trying to get Colorado to offer him, but Colorado won't offer any DBs under 5'11", which is crazy because you missed out on a first rounder, the best cornerback in college football. And that's what kind of propelled things further as far as my growth was people seeing that, like, because nobody was saying that when I was saying it. And D'Angelo reached out to me, and he was like, hey, man, I really appreciate, everything you do, and you showing the film. It was like, I've been overlooked my entire life, so being able to finally get recognition for it is awesome. And he said, by the way, Colorado didn't reach out to me. I'm like, that's
just thank
great. Yes.
I thank God every day for that, because if Dion, like, how do you say, if you're a defensive back, and I try and put myself, I've never been in that situation, right? But like, if I'm an elite defensive back and Deion Sanders picks up the phone, like, what do you say to that guy?
Exactly. And
yes.
right. And me and D'Angelo ended up getting really close. So like now, I'm sure you saw the screenshot I sent him before the Oregon game. The text message I sent him, and I told him, I said, you guys are going to get an interception because Dante Moore does not see the secondary defenders. So like certain games, I'll send him things I'm seeing on film of teams, but I don't got to mess with D'Lo too much. He's locked in. I have some players across college football that I mentor. One of the other ones, Colton Hood, another guy I was first on, and both semifinalists for the Jim Thorpe Award. Like that, that's pretty crazy.
It's just TCal guys all over the bracket.
Right. Yeah. That's where we're trying to get to, man. There's some other players that I mentor that people will find out about after the season. And yeah, man, it's been a crazy ride.
Hell yeah, dude. And dude, watching, like, you were just there in person, and I want to get to that in a second, but watching D'Angelo play in person is a treat. Like, that dude flies. You point out his track speed all the time. Like, super, super impressive player. D'Angelo isn't the only person on this Indiana football team you have a connection to. Specifically in this 2025 portal class, we had Lewis Moore, we had Hosea Wheeler, Stephen Daly, Cleo Benson. Can you kind of talk about each of those guys and just kind of what drew you to their film, and then ultimately like kind of what draws you to them as football players?
Absolutely. So, I don't know when about February, when was it? My son was born in March. So in March, I was like, I need to make my own ranking site. Like, because I'm looking at the On3 stuff. Like, I'm sick of seeing these because the rankings are based off your high school rankings. The high school rankings, like I know how it works. So the high school rankings, you get moved up and down based on how the writers, if they like you or not. So what that entails is, are you taking their calls for interviews all the time? And like they literally move you based off that. And those rankings translate to transfer portal rankings. I'm like, nobody is actually watching these transfer guys film and then ranking them, which is how it should be. Like you guys are going off, what you think. Like On3 ranks everybody instantly. You can't rank somebody instantly. You haven't watched them to be able to do that. So I was like,
crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I gotta change this. So I added some scouts and told them the criteria, what we're doing, and then we got to it watching film. So anybody that I saw his name pop up, one of me or one of my scouts were watching them. Stephen Daly, remember watching his film. Just, man, so dominant at Kent State. And people always tell me, oh, you just like small school guys and they can't make it at the big level. I can see a player no matter where they are. I always say I'm a process guy, not a result guy. Like I can see a cornerback get caught on 10 times, but have perfect technique at the line of scrimmage. It's good downfield squeezing. It attacks the ball, but the receiver just makes plays. Versus there could be a cornerback that has 10 reps and doesn't give up a single catch, but he's opening the gate at the line of scrimmage. He's out of position, and he's just getting lucky. Because if that out of the small database, it can look like that. But as you scale it, the guy who has the better process is going to have a lot more success. Mm-hmm. So at any level, I can look at a corner and see, all right, I know how guys are supposed to move because I did those movements. I know how you're supposed to be. And Stephen Daly, it was clear to me. And I saw someone under your post show his On3 ranking. He was like the 84th edge in the portal. 83 edges better than him, and now he has 13 and a half TFLs.
No shot. There's 83 guys better than that, dude.
At all. And it's because they either don't watch film or don't understand what they're watching. So love what he did at Kent State. And the other thing on our website, on Bips List, every player that's rated has a scouting report. So as we're watching, we put notes exactly what we're watching on, the name of the scout, and then sometimes we'll even put the cut up film there as well, just so you know we really watch these guys. We're not just making stuff up. Hosea Wheeler was really looking in the portal for some D tackles for Colorado at the time. Saw him, loved his film, loved his versatility, being able to he can play one technique all the way out to 5 technique. Yeah,
dude, when you had his Alabama like his tape going through it with him, that was some of the freakiest stuff. I was like, please, Coach Haynes, be watching this stuff, please.
Yeah. And it's funny because I tweeted about him, and then he had DM'd me and said, appreciate you, and he said he was going on a visit to, it was an SEC school in Indiana. And I was like, please go to Indiana, please. I was messaging him. I messaged D'Angelo. I was like, hey, we need this guy. So when he ended up going, that was awesome. Stephen Daly, I had broke down his film and everything before he was even going to Indiana as well. Khalil Benson was a guy that Colorado fans really didn't like.
Yeah.
He's been a right tackle his whole career. Colorado puts him at right guard. And then during the season, there were times where he played right tackle to start the game and then move him to right guard. You can't do that. As a DB, it is extremely difficult to move from nickel to cornerback in the same game. I've been watching film for the slot receiver. everything I've been doing is to play here, and it's a completely different game playing in the slot versus playing outside. Same thing with right guard and right tackle. You're asking two completely different things. You've been watching completely different film. You've been mentally preparing for something completely different. So he had some confidence issues and struggled, but they mainly played him at right guard. And I did a film breakdown live where somebody was talking about how trash he is. I said, yeah, come on stage and we're going to watch every single clip from the game. There is not a cut up. We're watching clip by clip, and you explain to me where it's negative. And then we took a tally. And at the end, he was like, oh, I guess you're right. I know because I'm watching his film. So was really excited to see him go back to Indiana, earn the starting job, and now he's having a great year. Had probably his roughest game last week. He apologized to me. He had that game when I came out. He was really excited that I came out, but love Khalil. Ball player. Only thing that he has to be more consistent is his confidence. Like when he's confident, nobody can mess with him, and he's great in the run game as well. And
dude, he's so athletic. Watching that kid pass set is impressive. Super impressive.
And super strong. Great on double teams. Great moving guys. Lewis Moore is the funny one. So D'Angelo Pond's dad, Angelo, me and him are real close. Harassing me to watch all their transfers. So I get some free time and I'm like, okay, let me go through some of these transfers. I see Lewis Moore, Ole Miss, and saw he had some decent stats. Turned his tape on, and I said, who is this? Because this was, I probably didn't watch him till like maybe May or June. And I'm like, you guys snuck this one in because I've heard nobody talk about Lewis Moore. And he wasn't even a full-time starter at Ole Miss. And I'm like, look at this film. Like, especially I played corners, nickel, safety, I played it all. But I know as a safety, when you're doing your job, a lot of times when you're doing your job as a safety, it never shows up in the stat column. So there's so many plays that I understand that he's taking away, causing the quarterback to look elsewhere, causing the quarterback to pull it down. But the average fan and most people don't recognize that. So I was able to see the things he was doing, able to see he's a sure tackler, one of the best open field tacklers I've ever watched.
Best on the team for sure.
Yeah, fantastic. And I love the way he plays the game. Incredibly smart football player. You can tell he watches film and it shows by how he plays. So I went on a limb with him, said he was a 5-star, put him as a 5-star, put Stephen Daly as a 5-star, D'Angelo Pons as a 6-star, and Lewis Moore has been Senior Bowl Player of the Week. We named him to our midseason All-American team. I mean, these guys just make me look like a genius. Like I'm loving it. I'm loving it,
dude. And the fact that like they all happen to end up at Indiana, and it's like not like it's not a coincidence that all these guys are attracted to this coaching staff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they want to be a part of this culture. But it's like it is funny to like that you end up essentially becoming an Indiana fan because you're saying like all these dudes are good because I watched their film, and then there's just people who haven't trying to tell you you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
You know who else watches a lot of film? It's Kirk Cignetti. So he probably knows who all these guys are coming in. So that's some competition in terms of film room hours. For sure.
Yeah, I would love to be locked in the film room with him. Oh my gosh. And Angelo Pons actually told me that Cignetti has seen my breakdown D'Angelo and was like, hey, he really knows ball. I was like, man, that's dope.
That's cool. That is a hell of a stamp of approval.
Yeah.
So obviously you were just out there. You were in the crowd. It was cool to see you interacting with the guys, and like for like me as somebody who follows this stuff and like I'm on Twitter all the time, it's like to see those like in-person moments is awesome. So but you saw a game that was harder than most Indiana fans were thinking it was going to be. That Wisconsin defense was flying around, but it was still a dominant performance. What was your biggest takeaway from watching this team play live?
I think this game, Iowa, not really Penn State, kind of. They have to get away from slow starts like that. It worked against Iowa, worked against Wisconsin. That's not going to work against Ohio State. It's not going to work, as the competition gets better. What I love about the team is the resilience. Penn State, Iowa, with like those same games, how they're able to fight back. One of the favorite things I heard is Fernando Mendoza throws a pick six against Oregon, and Cignetti says, "Are you having fun?" And he said, "Yes." And he said, "Let's have fun then." Like, you know how psycho you have to be to say that to your quarterback after a pick six in the biggest game of your career. And that's what good coaching is. One of the favorite things that I learned about Cignetti, that I became an Indiana fan last year at Nebraska versus Nebraska. I was there for that game, and I got more insight into who Cignetti is. I'm the ultimate competitor, like a super competitor. And I don't know if you guys know Myers-Briggs, but I'm an INTJ. Like I
am also INTJ.
Really? Yeah. So I'm
there's not a lot of us.
No, there's not. And Cignetti, Nebraska drove into the red zone. It's fourth quarter. Starters have been out for multiple series. Nebraska gets into the red zone. Cignetti takes the backups out, puts all the starting defense in just so that they wouldn't let Nebraska score. That's my type of guy, like mentality-wise. And as a player, you love to play for a coach like that, that has that dog and just has that we're going to win and dominate. But one of my favorite things about him is if you watch during timeouts, you rarely ever see him in the offensive huddle or the defensive huddle. And he said, if I have to be involved, that means I didn't hire the right guys. He doesn't micromanage, at least from what I can see from the outside and what I've heard from the inside. Like, he allows his coaches to coach because he trusts them, because he vetted them and hired them. So now he knows he has the right guys. And I think that's really important as a head coach, is knowing it's a fine line when you have to be involved and when you have to delegate. And it's funny, I heard him say that a lot of calls that he's questioned from the offensive coordinator end up being touchdowns and big plays. And he's like, oh, well, it did work. And that shows, the trust that he has. So a guy like him, who left being the wide receiver coach for Julio Jones at Alabama, where everyone knows Alabama assistants get huge jobs after, left to become the head coach at a D2 school, IUP, and built his own legacy. And that's what you see from the team. You see that resilience. You see that never quit. Even when, like, Penn State, I thought it was over. Fernando got sacked on 1st and 10, made it 2nd and 17. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is
the crowd's getting into it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it was a scary moment.
Super scary. The next play, he hits Omar Cooper.
Crazy
scene. And that's the mentality of the team. So there's things to clean up, obviously, and that's with any team at this point. But they always find a way to win. And that's what, Indiana fans should definitely be the most proud of and the most excited about.
Hell yeah. I love it. I kind of want to ask you about a couple players specifically that I haven't seen you break down. Have you gotten a chance to watch much of Amari Farrell? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I haven't watched him like just to watch him. I've watched him as a whole of the defense. He's definitely a ball hawk, really solid tackler. He struggles with eye discipline at times, and that gets him in trouble. The Oregon touchdown, deep ball up the middle. The Illinois touchdown, where it was cover 3. They had an over route. On the over route was supposed to go to D'Angelo on the opposite side of the field. Then Farrell was supposed to go take the post up the seam. That's a common thing that you do versus over routes in cover 3. And that ended up being a bust. So there's things that he needs to clean up with eye discipline, because when you're that middle of the field guy, I talked about on Lewis Moore's breakdown, you are the last line of defense. You have to be the eraser of big plays. Keep everything in front of you. You have to get the guy down. So that's something that he can improve on for sure. But he's a ball magnet. Like, he is always around for interceptions, fumble recoveries. That's just what he does. And some guys just have that. Like, I never had that. I got unlimited pass deflections. Like, I wouldn't let you catch the ball, but I was not, always there for the interception. So he has a special talent for that.
Love that. And then what were your thoughts about Charlie Becker? Watching him go crazy again.
The Penn State was a shock. I never remember seeing him until Penn State. And he made big catch after big catch after big catch. there's so many times on film where he is killing DBs and he just doesn't get looked at on that play. He had Penn State's corners in hell. Like, I mean, hell. One of them was supposed to be a projected first rounder, AJ Harris. He's just flying by him. I saw somebody make the comparison. I think it's a perfect one. I'm not racist, but Alec Pierce is very.
He is 6'5".
Yeah,
and speed.
Yeah, built the same, similar size. Like they're probably gonna run the same too.
Yeah, he can fly. So he's been extremely impressive in an already extremely impressive wide receiving core. And that's another thing, is a true next man up mentality. I hadn't seen anything from EJ Williams, and then he goes bananas. Hadn't seen anything from Charlie Becker, and then he goes bananas. Like, that's what good championship teams do.
Love it. Was there anybody who stuck out to you? Somebody who I don't want to necessarily say you weren't like paying attention to, but just, you're going in to watch your guys specifically, and kind of, did anybody kind of jump out?
I really like, there's two guys I really like, Landino and Tyreek Tucker. Like, I think those are really good guys in the interior. Oh, another guy balling, Elijah Hardy. He is a guy, man. Like, might be the best linebacking core in college football. Like Isaiah Jones, Elijah Hardy, Aiden Fisher. Elijah Hardy, I say, has stood out the most recently.
Brad, do you want
to? Elijah Hardy should be 99 in NCAA. I've been saying this since June. He just has this natural, like, he's everywhere. Like, he's always
exactly what you were just talking about. Like, he's one of those guys.
Film junkie to see it. Like, you just see guys. Like, I remember I grew up a big UCLA fan. I remember watching Eric Kendricks, seeing that fluffy hair in the back, like around the helmet every single play. Elijah Hardy's the same way Micah McFadden was. And they just have that as a linebacker. They just are there every single time, and it's just a little different. It's not like 40 speed or anything. They're just better at football than everyone else. That's
Eric Kendricks. I played against him in my first game. My first game at Nevada was against UCLA.
I was probably at that game.
Eric Kendricks and a guy that I was real good friends with, Miles Jack. Linebacker for UCLA. There's my best friend who lives in Bloomington. I'm his kid's goddad, and he coaches at Bloomington South right now. He was at Bloomington North last year and the year before. Fantastic coach. He was my middle linebacker in college, and he not a good tester, not super fast. He was like 5'11", 235, just a football player. Always in the backfield, TFLs, blown up blocks, just making plays. There's some guys that are just football players. Elijah Surratt's a good example. Not going to have an impressive combine. Doesn't matter. Football player. Like, you have guys that just have the natural instinct and understanding. And Aiden Fisher's another one that just all-in football player. Always has a good feel for the run game. When backs are going to cut back, like, it's a good football team, man. Good football.
It's that anticipation piece that's sometimes hard to notice on film because it's such an assignment-based sport. So it's like, when you see guys always making the plays, that's one of the clear signs, honestly. Exactly. You're just watching a game and you just hear their name all the time. Like, oh, Elijah Hardy. Hear it over and over and over again. I think the guy is probably really good.
Yeah.
We talked about it briefly. You mentioned in terms of starting quickly that Indiana is going to need to do it when the competition ramps up. So I don't want to beat around the bush. I do want to get your opinion because you just watched Indiana play live. Big Ten championship games in 2 weeks. How do you see that game playing out?
I'll be honest, haven't watched too much Ohio State yet. I definitely will get to that. Now, what I have seen from them, because I watched Jeremiah Smith, I watched Carnell Tate, I watched a lot of those guys. I watched Arvell Reese because Ohio State fans were mad. I had Aiden Fisher over him.
Which was hilarious.
Yeah, and then Arvell Reese actually reached out to me, and he tried to bait me into a question. He was asking me what his responsibility was on the play that I posted. Wasn't too happy when I told him his exact responsibility. I told him, I said, hey, I'm not one of them. I inside and out, I know this game. You can go play with somebody else. And me and him had a conversation. As people don't understand, like I was a college, like I'm an alpha male. I ain't back down from nobody. That's not how I'm built. Ask Arvell Reese how that conversation went. You're not gonna I don't care who you are. So it's last year's game was disappointing because the game was not what the score said.
Mm-hmm.
It's the false start, which was really an offsides by Ohio State on 3rd and 1. The D line
talked about that.
Yeah, so that changes things. You don't get a first down there. I believe the punter got tackled or like fumbled the punt.
Fumbled the ball.
Fumbled the snap, and then he punted it the wrong direction.
Yeah, and then before half, they score when really you could have gone down and scored, went up at the half, and got the ball back at half. Then you come out the half, punt return touchdown. Like those people don't understand 14-point swings. So 14-point swing is a drive where you're going to score, but instead the other team scores from a big play like a punt return. That swings the game, monumentally. So that was a tough one. But knowing that staff and their mindset, I can't see that happening again. I just can't. Like Oregon really should have been a blowout. Same thing. There should have been a delay of games on the defense. They kept calling false starts, but really the defense was causing them by shifting late, which was supposed to be a point of emphasis this year with the refereeing. And along with that, man, they were holding the hell out of Surratt in like it was past
all of them.
Every time
they on Becker too in that game.
Yeah, non-stop pass interference. Yeah, Becker's a deep pass. Fernando underthrew it a little bit. Otherwise,
he did.
Touchdown. But it's PI everywhere, and it's not getting called. So for all those things to go against Indiana, and they still had a convincing win, that was like, okay, this is not the same team as last year. Because I don't know if Ohio State can beat Oregon, to be honest. So I expect it to be a dominant win.
I think the crowd noise had a lot to do with it, and the fact that Indiana's had not one, not two, but 3 opportunities to prove that they've been able to deal with crowd noise. And like, you'd have to look at this game differently if it was in the Horseshoe, but it's not. It's going to be played in Indianapolis. And
a home game.
Exactly. Should be a home game.
Let's make it 60-40.
Buckeyes travel well.
I'm asking for. I know Ohio State's deal. They're going to be going after tickets like mad dogs.
I'm sure.
That's how they roll.
Yeah.
So we got to step up, boys, out here.
Yeah, they will travel in force. I do want so I don't want to take up too much of your time. I did want to ask you. You did mention about you don't back down from really anybody. Anybody in your comment section can get it. It is hilarious watching people try and talk football with you, but they clearly don't know what they understand. So when did you start really kind of unloading the clip on people on Twitter and like obviously it's got to be enjoyable for you because I get enjoyment out of it.
So that's how my Twitter grew so fast. So my first incident was last year with a guy on Twitter. He's a Twitter coach, like has like 40,000 followers, and all these coaches follow him and stuff. And we got an argument about cover 4, and it started at like midnight. I'm too competitive. I'm not gonna let you get the last word. So I stayed up till 4 a.m. And we were getting into it, and then he ended up following me, saying that there's stuff he could learn from me, and then I got a bunch of followers from that, and then it just continued. And what people don't understand is so we have a Patreon for our fans and subscribers where I teach a ton of people football, people that have never played a game of football. We have a ton of women in our Patreon that learn the game and really understand the game. 99% better than these Twitter gremlins that you see. And there's nothing wrong with asking questions. Like I will never, be condescending to somebody asking a question, trying to learn about the game. But if you tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, that's when it's different because I truly understand the game. And I say it's E for everyone. Coaches, in any coach, don't care. Players, it does not matter. I've dedicated too much of my life to this game, to understanding this game, for someone to try to test my knowledge and integrity. So yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot, but that's literally how I grew, my fan base, because people saw me never back down to these people and always beat them. So they're like, hey, he got to know what he's talking about. He's definitely not a fraud, because every single time there's an altercation and they're talking football, I always come out on top. And that's because I just base everything off actual film. You know, I don't make things up, or it's all film based. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
You know, I was telling you, like, when I reached out, that like I can't remember if it was like the D'Angelo Pond stuff or it was like you clowning somebody for not knowing what a 2-eye was. And I was like, well, shit, I don't know what a 2-eye is. So let me hop in and watch some film. I'll learn some ball real quick.
Definitely. And yeah, that's funny. I got to put that on a t-shirt. But that's why I started asking people, is what's a 2-eye? Because, and I don't mean to say this in, you know, a crazy way, but it can. Everybody doesn't deserve to talk football with me. Like, as far as have an argument with me. Like, if you've never played and don't know what a 2-eye, like, why are we having an argument? It's
conceptually, you're on different planets.
Exactly. So there's nothing for us, you know, to talk about. Like, you have to tell me. That's what the Arvell Reese thing was. I posted a clip of him and said, "Oh, you Ohio State fans mad? Tell me what his responsibility is on this play." Zero people got it right. It had probably over 100,000 views. No Ohio State fan got it right. Shoot, Arvell Reese barely got it right.
Well, he didn't get it right in the play.
No,
he's following the running back.
Yeah, he's a funny one. He's a funny one. He was not happy that I was right. He was not happy.
That's too funny. All right, so what's next for Buffed Prime? I know it was the West Virginia breakdown dropped today.
Yep. So I think we just dropped the second part of that, Colorado versus West Virginia. And on our channel, man, you can watch any game. Like, we got a lot of Indiana fans joining our Patreon, which is awesome. So now we break down Indiana games. Now, they usually stay in Patreon for two reasons. One, Big Ten film. If you show the whole game, yeah, they're gonna block that video. The other reason is, unfortunately, I do see the game different, and I may point things out that there's a lot of colleges that follow me, so I never want to, you know, show too much on film or say too much on film that another school might not see and, you know, might find out. Now, Colorado,
free knowledge. You're making me smarter.
Yeah, and I did the same thing with Colorado last year. I didn't post all 22 publicly, like the full game, but this year there's I have a point to prove, and I've been proving it weekly.
I love it. I absolutely love it. T-Cal, you got anything else you want to like say to the Indiana audience?
Man, just excited. It was awesome being up there. I love the passion of the fans. You can tell they have not won in a very long time, but everybody is excited. It seems like the whole city is excited. I had a chance to got to talk to Coach Rod, the corner coach, the second time I talked to him last year as well. He said he loves the work that I do, and it's an awesome staff, like everything. And I talked to the players, I talked to their parents. It's just the right culture. Really glad that they extended Signetti, because this is something special, man. It's everything that I stand for. Part of why I do Bips List is to shine light on those that get overlooked, because they're not the tallest, they're not the biggest. They didn't have 5 stars in high school, but they can't be that voice for themselves. I can be that voice. That's why I go to battle for these guys. That's, if you look under any of these posts, Colton Hood. So I mentor D'Angelo Ponds at Colton Hood at Tennessee. I said he was a 5-star in the transfer portal. Everybody, they was making fun of me. They're like, on what rankings? I said mine. Like, I stood on it. And now he's projected a first-round corner in every mock draft. And that was a corner who was playing behind somebody he shouldn't have been last year, couldn't voice for himself. So I'm that voice, because I see what you're doing on film. So I really love being able to, you know, give those players the credit they deserve and let them really be seen. And saying that, D'Angelo Ponds is from James Madison, Aiden Fisher, Elijah Surratt's from St. Francis. Like, Signetti was able to get guys that nobody else wanted. And then go into Big Ten, which is, I think, now the best conference in football, and dominate. Like, that is who you have. And when you have a guy like that, He's just going to win. You got guys like Dan Lanning. His first head coaching job was Oregon. He's never had to out scheme every team he played because he didn't have the talent. Nettie was at IUP. Then James Madden. Like, he's had to be better evaluating, had to be better recruiting, had to be better coaching, had to be better scheming. And that's why now on this platform, like, now he's starting to get higher recruits. That's going to get scary.
It's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Nobody wanted
a serious problem.
Before he got to James Madison, nobody wanted
until he gets all the guys everyone wants.
Yeah. Then it can get crazy. So it's cool seeing this now and knowing what's going to happen. And yeah, I'm so happy that I get to have a little part in it, as far as social media, the players that, you know, I talk to and work with from time to time. And
dude, you're in it. You are in it, my friend. Like, you full blown up. Like, I obviously you're a fan of it, but like, you're an honorary Hoosier. Like, you're in it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, Angelo, he tells me that everywhere he goes, people are asking about me. He was like, man, you have a lot of support up here. He was like, you have no idea.
Dude, you could wear the cream and crimson. Nobody would think twice.
I love it, man. You see, I got my signed D'Angelo Pons jersey right there. But yeah, it's fun, man. I'm excited to see hopefully a national championship, which I said before this season. I told people that Indiana was going to be better this year than last year. Everyone said I was crazy, but we're seeing it now. They are clearly better than last year.
It's film over everything.
Yeah, we were saying it too over here too. Glad great minds think alike.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's reloading. That was huge. Like, Curtis Rourke was a baller and on a torn ACL. Then you get Mendoza. You had to replace CJ West. You get Hosea Wheeler. You had to replace guys on the edge. You get Stephen Daly. You get Kellen Wyatt.
Who was balling, dude.
Yeah, like, you get all the right pieces. You needed another safety. You bring Lewis Moore back. Like, it's impressive, man. It's impressive. And I wish Colorado did the same thing. It's frustrating for us, man. Like, we'll watch Colorado's film, and then sometimes I just got to throw Indiana's on just to get the bad taste out of my mouth. Like, I want good football, and that's what Indiana has.
Dude, absolutely love it. T-Cal, thank you so much for joining us. This was an honor. It was a pleasure. We'll do it again. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining the show.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all having me on. Whenever y'all want me on, just let me know, and we'll be chopping it up some more.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Check out Buffton Prime. Check out BIP's list. Check them out on Patreon. They're doing all 22 breakdowns. Like, it's, if you want to get better at football, if you want to just understand the game better, if you want to just understand who are going to like actually be good and make an impact, and like, the dude's just, the guy knows ball. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, and it's really cool to see that all of the people he says are going to be good end up on Indiana's roster. Like, it's actually unreal.
I'm going to hit him up after this, figure out where he gets film. That's what I need to do.
But yeah, T-Cal is if you follow our show, if you followed me for a long period of time, you know how big of a fan I am of that guy. So yeah, I've been trying to get that one done for a while. Not that I have been reaching out for a long time, but just like, yeah, that one's been on the bucket list. So shout out to T-Cal. Shout out to Buffton Prime.
Yeah, just let him cook. Just greatness coming out, just spewing. He was a great guest.
Well, it's like when somebody and it's like, I love that how confident he is in his own abilities, because the guy's resume has just been right so many times. But it's like when he's like, you have to have a certain level of understanding of the game, or like a conversation isn't worth it. Is like, he's right. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and have a conversation with him. I'm going to listen to him speak and try and learn something.
I love that Arvell Reese story. It was so good.
That was a funny
assignment. That's why he's an edge, not a stand-up linebacker, because it's a lot more simple at the edge. Look at the quarterback. Well,
he's a free. It's like the Michael Parsons thing. It's like, if he's going to be a top 5 draft pick and be an edge, like, who cares if he's not the best middle of the field linebacker? But if it's like, again, if you're going to try and play like who's the better like technical linebacker between Arvell Reese and Aiden Fisher, like, play a different game. Like, what are we talking about? That's not to say, it's not counting athletic ability. That's not counting like NFL draft stock. It's just like Aiden Fisher is a better middle linebacker. What do you like? I don't know.
He says,
yeah. We got smoke, Brad.
We do.
We got smoked. Yeah. Fernando Mendoza was on McAfee. It was awesome to see him appear on McAfee. We finally got that appearance. He's QB1 for sure. There's been a bunch of quarterbacks dropping out of the class of 2026. There's been a lot of chatter about whether or not, like, what the Jets should do, what they shouldn't do, all that. Things like this McAfee interview are going to be huge for Mendoza to kind of win over the general media. But again, if you're going to turn on the film and watch football and kind of understand what makes teams good, like, yeah, you want Fernando Mendoza on your football team. But I thought one of the funniest things that came out of that, I can't remember if it was in that interview or not, but he had at some point had a conversation with Daniel Jones.
Fernando did?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part of the interview.
What do you think Fernando and Daniel Jones talked about?
Just, how to be successful in the league and, how to be a professional. I think and talking to any NFL quarterback would be helpful in Fernando Mendoza's situation. Especially, like, I'm a guy who has the philosophy of, like, yeah, I think older quarterbacks are better. Like, I wouldn't start like, if I was running a team, I don't know if I would even draft a rookie quarterback unless I was, like, so sold on him like I was with, like, a Mahomes or Deshaun Watson, which is kind of a tough one to say, but, a lot of things off the field impacted his career and injuries as well. But yeah, I think, older the better. Than you're seeing it with, like, Darnold and Daniel Jones kind of figuring out later in their careers. Geno Smith's another great example of that. He's kind of getting washed, kind of dipping back in terms of he might be a little too old to play. But yeah, I think, there's a lot to be said about, kind of the time it takes and not to get discouraged about early failures in your career, because you can easily bounce back in terms of what we're seeing from other quarterbacks in the league. So I think it's a great person to talk to. And obviously both Indiana quarterbacks.
And doing a lot of winning. He also talked about Omar Cooper's catch. He cursed on ESPN, which I thought was hilarious and showed kind of like a different side. Like, we could talk about Barstool Tate and the Ohio State fans in a minute, but it's like, guy's good at what he does, man. Guy's good at what he does. The Indiana offensive line is a Joe Moore Award semifinalist. Obviously something we saw coming, but just cool to see those guys get that recognition, and obviously a pretty prestigious award. They're in the running for it.
There's a few other semifinalists announced, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Aiden Fisher was on Big Ten Network's The Journey. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. Big Ten Network does a really good job on that.
Didn't I call before the year Omar Cooper, Surratt, Blitnikoff semifinalists?
I'll have to go find the clip. But yeah, Omar Cooper and Surratt, Blitnikoff semifinalists. The duo is on the list. Makes Brad look like a genius. I remember when the it was preseason, like, top 10 receivers in the Big Ten, and Omar Cooper wasn't on the list, and we were just like freaking out. We were like, how is this possible? Like,
we're having conniptions on this podcast. The fact that no one was talking about Omar Cooper before the year, and it was like he had 600, 700 yards on a playoff team. Like, where's the hype? Like, any other receiver with that type of production on a playoff team gets the first team all conference nod. But I guess it's Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, to their credit, very distracting off-season hype. So I will show some grace, I guess, because they are really good too. I was actually talking to someone in the sauna randomly today about Indiana, Ohio State. I swear to God. And it was so funny because, like, breaking it down, like, we're really like the same team this year. We got this Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback, got some good running back depth, no true, like, one guy, but, they're all really solid. 2 elite receivers, a top O-line. I know Ohio State wasn't nominated for the Joe Moore, but it's Ohio State. I'm sure their O-line's just fine.
And draft pick or 2 on it.
Yeah, I'm sure they're good. Mikowski couldn't break in there, so I'm sure they're decent. And then, probably 1 and 2, 1A, 1B defenses in the country. They're pretty identical, and I just can't wait for that game.
Yeah, the biggest advantage, and I really just haven't opened the floodgates on my Ohio State stuff, and I'm obviously it's not game week. We got a little bit of a ways to go, but it's like the biggest difference in all of Indiana's losses last year was their inability to handle the crowd noise, and they're not gonna like I'm not saying that opposing fan bases aren't going to travel well, but like they have a road game against Purdue, and then they don't play a true road game again until 2026.
And they also won their 3 tough road games this year. So
so it's like they're not going to play in an environment where crowd noise will not affect. Like the moment might get big, and like there's going to be obviously other factors, but crowd noise will not be a prevailing factor in why these games get decided. It's going to be more so on the football field. And I think if you eliminate the crowd noise, last year's game is significantly closer. So definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and I mean they just had those weird mistakes, right? I mean, T-Cal brought it up, right? The false.
Well, when you have 100,000 people screaming like "F you," you know what I mean? It's like it's a lot harder to concentrate.
Yeah, they did. I won't forget how they came in there and scored on their first possession. I
ran the ball down their throats. But it's listen, you watch teams come down in Indiana and have like really good scripted drives, and then they score 7 points all game. And it turns out Indiana's allowed 5 touchdowns all year, whatever.
Last year's team is just not as good as this year's team. That's what we were saying all off season. The difference is it was a group of 5 all-star team, and now they upgraded in terms of their level of talent that they're bringing in through the portal, bringing in guys from Cal, Maryland, Tennessee, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Colorado, all these different Power 4 teams, and that's the main difference. And it seems like Ohio State fans are still thinking that we're there when it's almost like they didn't realize what we did to Oregon, and they're kind of discrediting it, or they're just a little jealous because they can pull it off.
Well, I think it's a lot of like the loudest person in the room usually has something to hide. You know what I mean? Like I think it's like you're like I'm not. How many times can you repeat I'm not nervous about this game before it comes to fruition? But in terms of what this past weekend was, it was a massive recruiting weekend for Indiana. They had about 150 people on campus, a lot of really, really positive buzz. So hopefully this week we'll see some fallout, we'll see some movement, we'll hear some rumors and things like that start to churn. But a lot of really, really positive momentum on the recruiting trail for the Hoosiers.
I'm pumped. I mean, we're locked into this year. I mean, we got.
Let me tell you something that'll help you lock in. Let me tell you something that'll.
We got an Ohio State game. We got a quarterfinal game, a semifinal game, and a natty. We have 5 games left.
Yeah, it's like mid-season.
That's like half a season for most teams.
Yeah, that's why we're doing that's why at the end of the smoke we're doing the mid-year Smokies watch list review.
There we go. Yeah, because it's mid-season. I like this. I like this bit. This is a good bit.
Yeah.
It's one of our best yet.
One of what else is a good bit, Brad? Marty Mush is on the other side. Marty Mush continues to think he's the only person leading the anti-Indiana brigade, and the fact that he continues to be as far away from this Indiana football team as you could possibly be is it's a good thing. Stay away from this team.
I haven't heard a lick. Usually Marty Mush enters my timeline, but I haven't heard a lick from him, to be honest.
I've been quote tweeting him too. Well, you don't see any of my tweets. You don't like any of my stuff anyway. Like I don't.
I straight up haven't been on Twitter in like 5 days.
I called Brad today. I was like, "Hey, Brad, do you want to retweet the podcast me and you host?" And then it wasn't just like an immediate. It wasn't like an immediate like, "Yeah, I'll do that." It was like a 30-second pause, and he's like, "I guess like I was just trying to help us."
I'm just not doing it right. I'm just not seeing your shit. I don't know. I gotta stick with my following, I guess, and I don't know, I gotta turn on notifications for you.
I don't know if you want notifications for me. I tweet too much. Stephen Daly leads the Big Ten in tackles for loss this year. I tweeted my little hint for who the guest was going to be using the Buffton Prime screenshot of Stephen Daly being listed as a 5-star. But it's like when somebody like T-Cal says that kid's a really good football player and he's going to make an impact, and then he goes to this Brian Haynes, Buda Williams, Pat Kuntz, Kurt Signetti concocted defense, of course I'm going to believe the guy's going to produce. So like, am I that surprised that he's statistically producing like this? No, not really. Based on how many snaps per game he's playing, it's ridiculously impressive. But like I've seen enough of the evaluation process to trust when like a buffed and prime 5-star is going to be a good player. So like Stephen Daly dominating at this level is awesome, but I can't say I'm like that surprised about it. Like T-Cal told us this in May.
What's kind of scary is that we might have to start following the transfer portal in during the playoffs.
Yeah, it's gross. And there's no second transfer window, which is where Indiana did a lot of their damage. I think Pons, West, Wyatt, Daly, at least off the top of my head, were late transfer window.
Yeah, this year was only Wyatt and Daly.
No, but I'm just saying in terms of the last 2 years, they have done pretty well in the late spring portal.
It's just going to incentivize kids to go to a place sooner.
But I don't even want to talk about the portal. Like I saw,
I think the spring
shout out to the
spring portal doesn't make any sense.
I was just saying shout out to Hoosier Huddle, but I saw an article from them that was talking about portal ads, and I was talking about a portal primer, and I was just there's way too much season left to be thinking about.
Did you see the notification? Did you see it? Sam Levitt's going to go. The Sam Levitt campus shopping him around.
That was brutal. That was a brutal notification. That was as bad as the Lane Kiffin stuff.
Can Sam Levitt beat out Alberto Mendoza? That's it. That's a hell of a quarterback battle in my mind.
I'm not having this conversation during the season. I'm riding with the guys in the room, and we'll have a
question. It is big mad respect to Alberto.
Yeah, these aren't things I'm thinking about right now. I couldn't. Yeah, I have not thought enough about that to give it a real answer, and I'm not going to.
You brought it up, and then you were just like, "I'm not going to bring it up." But
no, I said it's too early to be. I was shouting out Hoosier Huddle, but I'm just saying, I saw them write a transfer portal primer, and I was just like, "Oh, we're doing that already!"
Right.
Ooh, it feels early.
Yeah, it is. It is early.
Shout out Hoosier Huddle is awesome. That's not great content over at Hoosier Huddle.
Fantastic.
Shout out to IU Reactionaries, Jamie Jordan. I wrote again, Ohio State fans, LOL. They just continue. I'm having fun interacting with the Ohio State fans. What can I say? But they continue to just. It's a lot of we're not thinking about you guys, but here's 1,000 tweets about Indiana. It's my entire timeline's filled with Ohio State opinions about Indiana. It's
you got Ohio State, a grown man, to put a phone to his face and film about why he doesn't care about Indiana football.
Dude, I have people in my replies being like, he actually doesn't care. See, his last tweet wasn't about Indiana football, and then I click on his account and it's that video of him talking about Indiana football. I'm like, yeah, how long did that last? What are we talking about? No, that's what it should be. These two teams are on a crash course for each other, and if you're sitting on top of the perch, you can't act like you're nervous about it. But it's you can clearly tell with the amount of noise they're making that I think they're thinking of Michigan first because they haven't figured out how to beat Michigan in the 2020s. But after that, then it's full focus to Indiana, which makes sense.
Yeah, will they be able to recover from an emotional rivalry game? And which, to be honest, I've been thinking about the Purdue game a little bit. I know it's by Extravaganza, but anything goes. We've been able to talk about Ohio State freely. But
no, we talk about Purdue, dude. I think Purdue. I opened the floodgates on Purdue. We could.
I think Purdue could be pretty passionate on their end. Blackout game Friday night. They have Big Ten players on their team. I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm saying it's going to be a passionate fight from Purdue.
They should play with a lot more pride than they played with last year. I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
Am I expecting 66-0? I don't know. It's not game week yet. Talk to me next week.
Indiana can clinch a Big Ten championship appearance with certain results this week. Did you know that?
Well, then I
guess we'll talk about it when we do the slate.
Yeah.
I'm jumping all around. I'm hijacking the show. I'm taking.
You are hijacking the show.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about this already, but I wrote it down twice, so I just want to talk about it again. It would be such a massive mistake if because I'll say this: the Los Angeles Rams have the 8th pick in the draft, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I hear you. Oh, I'm loving where you're going.
Right? If these,
I become a Rams fan, it'd be so easy.
If these genius we're smarter than you NFL teams that repeatedly pick in the top 10 of the draft, Jets included, are like, we're just going to wait
for Fernando Mendoza bake in the Sean McVay offense for 3 years behind Hall of Famer Matt Stafford and just let it.
Like, Brad, I'm seeing the discourse already. Like, we're just going to wait for Arch. Like, we're just going to, like, we'll wait for Sellers. Like, we'll wait for Ty Simpson. There's 4 or 5 guys next year. Next year's class is better, yada, 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 yada. And I'm not, Fernando Mendoza is too good to be like what year was, like Kenny Pickett was drafted 20th, and like he was the only quarterback drafted in the first round. Like he's not going to be drafted 20th, right? He's not going to fall that far.
There's just no way. There's too much need at quarterback. But
like,
there's a lot of
in
the markets where
I'm saying is, Brad,
I have an agenda where they're like, let's go get Mac Jones. Like, who do you take next year to start for your football team next year? Mac Jones, 50+ game starter in the NFL, or Fernando Mendoza, Heisman Trophy finalist, winner. Tough call though. Like, one guy's been doing it and can do it at a high level given the
That's
right.
what I'm saying. With the 8th pick in the NFL draft, I have an agenda, Brad. That's what I'm putting out
here. I'm just saying, like, in terms of starting for your team next year, I think a lot of teams are starting to take that philosophy of why just take a quarterback when we can build the team around it and just add a vet. And where I'm kind of going with this is I hope this narrative continues to gain traction, because I think it'd be really awesome if we got another year of Fernando Mendoza, because he can come back if he wants to.
No,
it's not guaranteed he goes top 10. I really don't see the reason why he would leave if he's not guaranteed first round.
He's absolutely going top 10. He's going to be the first quarterback taken. He should be 1-1. He should be a Jet or a Dolphin or a Saint or like whoever had like,
Dolphins or Rams. Dolphins, Rams.
No, that's what, I'm not saying where do I want him to go. I'm saying like whoever has the first pick should take this kid. Like he's a franchise quarterback. And I think everybody gets too caught up in being like the franchise quarterback has to look like this. It's like, no, he just needs to produce in a certain way and be capable of leading a franchise. And everything you hear and see and watch about Fernando Mendoza tells you that he's not only an A+ player, but an A+ preparer and an A+ human being. So it's like, yeah, he checks every fucking box. If you don't draft this guy, it would be a major mistake. And I can see all these organizations that don't make right decisions be like, yeah, we'll just wait for next year's class. And
here's what concerns me though, because here's how I think about things. I think if Patrick Mahomes got drafted by the Jets, he would have failed.
He wouldn't have been. He just would have failed early.
That's how I see it.
No, like he would have been bad early, and then he would have went to a different team, and they would have been like, "Holy shit!"
He would have balled out. He would have gone to the Vikings, and they would have won a Super Bowl. Is what would have happened.
Exactly.
Timing's right. Right. And
I'm not saying. Listen, if Mendoza goes to the Jets, like he's going to be an awesome pro. It just won't be with the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like 4 or 5 years from now, which would like be frustrating, but like it is what it is. Like it's like
I hope he makes a shit ton of money, but I also selfishly want him to come back to Indiana. Like, sue me. I think that'd be really fun if Omar Cooper came back too. I think
let's talk about Heisman Mendoza, Brad. Let's talk about Heisman Mendoza this season though, because you can vote for Fernando Mendoza daily for the Heisman. I've been doing it. I've been retweeting myself, but you can tweet at the Heisman Trophy. You can go to the website and you can vote. But there's an official Heisman Mendoza LinkedIn. My connection is still pending. I'm a little hurt, but there's an official LinkedIn. Did you see the Heisman Mendoza LinkedIn?
Yes, of course. Yeah. White Boy Rick has the Twitter handle too. So.
I know, it was awesome. He's a legend for that. Fernando was also he got the Davey O'Brien Great 8 nod. He was the co-offensive player of the week for the Big Ten. And the Indiana football account highlighted him and Alberto's fight against MS. They posted the link where you can go donate. And obviously you can grab the burger at Buffalo Louie's.
Yeah. I agree. I want to address Colorado Krugel real quick. He says
we should go through the chat.
We should be rooting for him to go to the draft. The top 10 overall pick would be huge for the program. Totally agree. I think it'd also be awesome. I think he comes back. I think he could still be a top 10 pick because I really don't see how he regresses in the system, considering kind of what he brings. He is like, you kind of watch him. He's like raw, to be honest. Like there are times when it's not like he's perfect. He's not. Like there are times the offense stalls. There is room for growth there, and Cignetti talks about it all the time. But he obviously still produces, and he's a baller. throws a beautiful ball, and he's a gamer, and he can figure things out. I really don't see how he can. Obviously, there's like injury risk, but coming back would be. I don't see any harm in his game besides the injury risk. I really don't see how he could possibly regress. I could actually see how he can really confirm a first overall pick. But, we'll see. There's a lot of young guys coming out that year, like Raiola, Lag.
We're only halfway through the season, Brad. He's got another whole half of the season left to.
I know.
Something we also found out recently, the Charlie Becker fan club is strong, Brad. Hashtag CBFC TM. Charlie Becker fan club going crazy. Standing up every week. Signetti threw a Wally Pipp reference in his post-game interview with Wisconsin.
Yeah, he basically called Elijah Surratt Wally Pipp.
Which is crazy.
No, it's not.
Surratt's going to play. Like, what do you mean? He's not going to play.
Did they both play? Did Lou Gehrig and Wally Pipp ever play at the same time? They had the DH in the AL, so. Did that ever happen?
That I don't know. But it's like I was thinking about like Indiana's ability to go 4 wide and like have like Mendoza and Hemby in the backfield, and then the Coop and Surratt and EJ and Becker on the field at the same time would be terrifying to defend.
Oh, for sure. Colorado saying he's been on Becker since the commitment. I remember seeing he had an Ole Miss offer. Remember what I said?
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin's stamp of approval specifically for receivers.
Means he blocks.
Yeah, means he. No, not necessarily that. It means he's a freak because they only go with like think of all the Ole Miss receivers to come through. Fucking Laquan Treadwell. Obviously, that wasn't like a Lane Kiffin guy.
Laquan Treadwell was the first one.
I mean, that is the first one that comes to mind.
Could have went AJ Brown. Could have went DK.
Yeah. No.
You're like Trey Harris.
There's another guy Dante Moncrief is actually one I was going to name.
Elijah Moore.
Yeah. Some really good Ole Miss receivers over the years. But, yeah, honestly, I hope we go like more 5 wide with Brady and Becker. Remember I called out how Brady and Becker need to step up, and I feel like they've been getting inserted a little more. Brady doesn't really have the production, but I see him on the field a lot more than he typically
You can tell Fernando's comfortable throwing to him.
Field.
And Fernando's comfortable throwing to Becker too. Like the most underrated part of all of this, and maybe we should have seen this coming, is that Alberto and Charlie Becker are like really close. Like they're roommates. And so when Fernando is like, I'm going to live with Alberto, Charlie Becker lives with them.
Yeah, built-in chemistry. Alberto the future, and they should be living together.
Yeah.
So they should be building that chemistry because they're going to win a national title, those two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend too much time on this. I only wanted to mention Curt Cignati versus the internet because I absolutely clobbered, and I think you should leave meme that I hope people understood. But I don't know, big content guy went after Curt Cignati and was basically like this whole thing, and then he's like, and you have media personality in your bio. And I also have media personality in my bio. And so I think you should leave me. Smashed it. Pat myself on the back. Thank you. Thanks, Brad. High five. Thanks, Brad. Did you see the Big Ten proposed a 24-team playoff?
Who? 34?
24.
24. Who did this?
The Big Ten.
I'm disappointed. I'm not
That's
mad.
Right? Like, that's too many teams, dude.
It is, dude. It's ridiculous. And this idea that like if you go 8-4 and you went 1-4 against your fellow top 25 teams, and you happen to clobber everyone else, like, I'm sorry, you're not in. Like, you should have maybe gone 3-2 against those teams instead of going 1-4, and then you would have been in. I'm sorry you had to play that schedule. That doesn't mean you deserve to, try to fix it. And it just, and with that point, like, it just makes the regular season so meaningless. right?
Yeah, why
Like
not
that,
make it 25 and just make it an odd number of
LSU,
buys?
LSU, Alabama needs to matter. Like it just needs to matter, and the 12 team makes it matter every year, which is great because either LSU or Alabama are always, or both are always going to be in that running.
Like Illinois is a playoff
Right,
team in
like-
the 2014 playoff.
Yeah, we've said it before. Like when we break down the top 25 right now, like everyone's in it. It feels like we're already in the playoffs right now. It's kind of how the regular season feels. And yeah, obviously, I'm a big fan of more football. Like I talked about it with La Hoosier at the bar. He was talking to me about playoff expansion as well. And La Hoosier said, "It's like, yeah, more football, more football." It's like, yeah, more football is great, but like, it kind of defeats the whole competitive kind of landscape of what college football is. And like the regular season, it's a smaller regular season. It's 12 games. Like, are we going to start expanding to more games in the regular season? Like, is that where we're going to get to? Or because then maybe an expanded field makes more sense. But like, we're talking 8-4, 9-3 teams getting in. It's just going to be, it's interesting, right?
Yep, I'm with you.
It's you can win only 3/4 of your games and compete for a national title. Like they don't even do that in the FCS because there's more teams in there.
And then Nico Radicic, obviously up for the Groza Award. He's a semifinalist. If he's not the best kicker, if he's not the best kicker in the nation, then who is, Brad? The dude is literally automatic. Hasn't missed an extra point. Hasn't missed a field goal attempt. Like
yeah, but you can't kick it past 50.
He hit from 46 though.
My high school kicker could kick from 46. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not impressed. But I'm happy he hasn't missed. It's great. Keyser, it's also, you gotta remember, whenever I'm harsh on someone, what do? They always prove me wrong, which is great. And
it's tough love coming from you.
Even Nico honest. Like I thought we were talking about how we got jacked this offseason, and you still can't kick 50-yarders. Now Frankie's out, so now we just literally can't kick 50-yarders unless we're going to throw Quinn Warren out there for a field goal, which I don't like personally. Not a big fan of that. It's obviously well deserved. He hasn't missed all year. He should be a semifinalist, but I would like to see a 50-yard range from the guy.
That's fair. Do you want to talk about the college football playoff rankings that were updated, I think, in the last 2 hours?
Oh, yeah. It definitely was revealed during the – what was the score that Michigan State was whooping Kentucky before I hopped on here in basketball? But, it was happening. They revealed it right after that game.
You were right.
Did I nail it?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Oklahoma over Notre Dame.
Yep.
Yeah. Alabama over BYU.
Yep.
So BYU's in, Miami's in, and
no, Miami's not in.
Yeah, Miami's in. They're the highest ranked ACC team.
They're the highest ACC team. God damn it, dude! I hate these.
Do this every week, Keyser. Come on, man.
Because it's dumb. Just rank them higher, then. Like, what is that?
No, it's not.
Like, this is it's dumb. It's dumb.
This is right. This is correct. It's the correct way to do it. Because what if Miami loses in the ACC title game? They're already not in the top 12.
No, 16 Virginia Tech gets in. Then I'm doing great in my I'm in an all sports fantasy league where you get points based on where your teams finish in the league.
You pick Virginia. That's a good pick.
No. Our football teams are Indiana, Oklahoma, and Georgia Tech.
Oh, this is just for football.
No. It's all sports. We 3 teams from each. I got Indiana hoops, I got NC State hoops, and I got Michigan hoops.
Oh,
I'll go through this with you.
For football, you got okay. So you do it individually. You don't just take the school and be like, "This is my
no.
sports." Okay,
no.
Now I get it more. That's
what
I was asking.
NFL teams are involved, NBA teams are involved. Like it's. I'll show you the spreadsheet later.
I would be going. Indiana would probably be top 2 pick.
Oh, dude, we I think we already clinched football.
Yeah. Beast mode.
At least the regular season. But
anyways, Tulane's in. Tulane's in. Right now.
Tulane's in. So that means
Tulane is in.
BYU and Utah are out.
Yeah.
Is that how I read
You're
this?
right. The next 4 out are BYU, Utah, Vanderbilt, and USC.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. I don't know. I guess
USC's on the bubble technically. They only need like 3 losses to get in there. If they win out, they got UCLA come to town in a couple of weeks.
Don't they play Oregon this weekend?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I mean that's a playoff eliminator.
Eliminator. You bump Oregon out?
If they lose that game, yeah. If they lose to that USC team, yes. Yes.
Yeah, because what's really tough for USC is that they lost to Notre Dame, so they can't jump them with the Oregon.
Notre Dame's God, I can't believe it's putting me in this position. That team's fucking good. They are. Like they're not a top 5 team in the country, but they might be top 7.
They're missing a lot of guys from the last year, like Xavier Watts.
No, they are. That's not. I literally remember having this argument. I remember having an argument with a Notre Dame fan, being like, "You understand that like losing NFL talent's a bad thing, right?" And he was like, "I was like, no, you lost.
Talent's not easily replaceable."
Exactly. And I was trying to, and didn't understand that, but it's like, yeah, that's why you're not winning these close games, because you lost a lot of talent.
Which is why what Bama was able to do for so long is insane, and the fact that Clemson goes after Dabo Swinney for taking them to that point at some point, for a good 6-year run, and then they have a slight fall off. Like, let's call it what it is. Like, yeah, they're probably struggling to make a bowl this year, but like they're always going to be in contention to have a big year moving forward to their Clemson. It's unrealistic to expect Dabo Swinney to continue to just because Nick Saban did, the greatest coach of all time. Like you expect your current coach to be exceed greatest coach of all time level consistency. It's just insane that how some of these people act. By the way, shout out Virginia Tech. What a hire.
What a hire. Big time hire.
Oh my God. I can't believe
kind of makes me upset because like I know Sieg's gonna follow him. So
yeah.
We're not getting him, which kind of sucks, but it is nice that they were able to secure LeVar Keys before James Franklin got another job, because that feels like a school that probably would have been in play for him.
Oh, for sure. Especially in that area. But, it's...
Listen, Big Ten versus...
You're watching Charlie Becker play a little bit. He's like, okay, see what's going on here.
Like everybody's hooping?
Everyone's balling out.
So. Michigan, if Michigan beats Ohio State, are they in?
They're so far.
I know.
Yeah, it's an issue.
And they lost to USC at USC.
Yeah, they might need some things to happen.
Well, if USC loses to Oregon, it clears them. It's a conversation. I don't know. Anything really stick out to you?
No, I predicted it.
I was about to say, this is exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I'm a little surprised Notre Dame's not getting a little bit more of a Notre Dame bump.
Yeah, but Oklahoma's getting their SEC bump.
The Mateer injury bump. Indiana didn't get the Curtis Work injury bump. It's ridiculous.
Because they didn't know until after the year.
They knew about the thumb. Same thumb injury that Mateer had. Oh, I don't know if it's the same one, but. All right. You want to talk about the slate this weekend, or you want to talk about the Smokies?
Let's do. We always end with the slate, so let's do the Smokies.
All right, let's do it. Let's run through it real quick. We did a preseason awards watch list, our very own here at the Indiana at the Voice of College Football. So we're just going to go back over it. We're going to remind the people what we had, what we were looking at, and maybe add some people to the list if possible. Pencil over here. All right, Brad. Our first Smokey was the D'Angelo Pons I'm being disrespected player of the year. And I already know somebody who I want to add to this list, and it's Charlie Becker. And it's Stephen Daly.
I think he's getting the right amount of respect considering what they've done. I don't think anyone's getting disrespected on this team, to be honest.
But the nominees were Amari Farrell, Roe Hardy, Carter Smith, who you contested, Roman Hemby, and Omar Cooper, who you added to the list. And I think Omar Cooper Jr. probably is the leader in the clubhouse for that.
Probably wins that, considering the preseason, probably wins that.
Yeah, all of these are based on preseason perception. So, like, obviously right now Omar Cooper is not being disrespected, but in August he was.
Yeah, he's going to be a top 10 receiver drafted this year.
Yeah. If I'm adding Charlie Becker and Stephen Daly to that, would you add I think I would add Wyatt as well.
I wouldn't add Becker just because he's done what
he's only done it for 2 games.
Done. Yeah. It's like he just didn't have any opportunity. Like, and we didn't really expect him to get any this year.
Oh, fucking Khalil Benson is the.
Yeah, probably Khalil Benson would be really high up there.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I disrespect him. I put Mikowski as my right tackle.
We thought he was playing guard.
I know. I had him as a swing 6th alignment.
Next, Brad, we have the Mario Landino "Where Did This Guy Come From" award. This would be Charlie Becker.
Yeah.
The nominees were Byron Baldwin Jr., C3, Seonta Stewart, Kyler Garcia, Davion Chandler, LeBron Bond, Miles Kendrick. They were all freshmen, obviously, because Mario Landino was a freshman.
None of them have really played.
You could add Hollywood Bell to that. Baldwin's probably the guy who's played had the most meaningful snaps as a freshman. Maybe him or Bell. So those guys would probably be the leader in the clubhouse for that. But they haven't needed to rely on the youth of the roster as much as they did last year.
In terms of like, holy smokes, where did this guy come from? Like Riley Nowakowski really filled that in. Like, whoa. Like, we knew he was going to be a good blocker, but like his production in the pass game has been unbelievable. Could not have predicted it.
I'm going to save Nowakowski for that one. I think he fits a little bit better for a different category. Next, we have the Carter Smith Man Mover Award for Best Offensive Lineman. I have all the offensive linemen on here. And I think Carter Smith is the leader in the clubhouse for this one again.
The Carter Smith wins the Carter Smith Award. Riveting.
We have the James Carpenter Grossly Underappreciated Grinder of the Year Award.
I mean, that's
the nominees
Tucker forever. You know was.
Yeah, it is. Well, is he the grinder of the year if he's?
Oh,
I actually think Wheeler probably fits that better
this year, surprisingly.
Huh?
It's been
Kamara. Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Which we didn't expect because we were asking for 16 sacks before the year. So, you know, him getting 1 sack, he definitely gets a little underappreciated for what he's doing.
Yeah, the nominees for that were Dominique Ratcliffe, Mario Landino, Kyler Garcia, Jamari Monette, Jeff Utzinger, James Bamba, Riley Nowakowski, and then we just added Tucker, Wheeler, and Kamara.
Well, no, we're changing them. We're not adding. I think
we're
naming new leaders.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm adding them in pencil.
Tyler Garcia and Jamari Monette haven't played meaningful snaps.
Yeah, so they're being taken. I mean, I'm not taking anybody off the list. You know what I mean? They were on the list earlier, and now we're adding new people. Now this is where I think Riley. This is where I think Riley Nowakowski fits. It's the Elijah Hardy. No, seriously, where did this guy come from?
No, seriously. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I would say Nowakowski for that for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
The nominees for that were again a bunch of freshmen and Riley Nowakowski, who's gonna run away with that one. The Aiden Fisher "I'd Follow You Off a Cliff" Leadership Award.
I mean, it's got to be Fernando.
It's got to be Aiden Fisher.
Nowakowski.
The two leaders in the clubhouse. But Coogan's on that list. Kamara's on that list. Pons on that list. Kalen Black's on that list. Byron Baldwin's on that list as well. Byron Baldwin's sleeper for this award, doing work in the recruiting. Like Byron Baldwin Jr. is a super important.
He's a freshman.
But in terms of like his relationships with other guys in his class and the class below him, like where he played, and yeah, dude, that kid's doing a lot. Like a shout out to Byron Baldwin Jr. And I'm not saying I don't have any inside information, right? Like, I don't know what the kid's doing on his day to day, right? But I just like, you see things, right? You see kids like go out of their way to mention playing with him or wanting to play with him, or like his own quotes from some of his interviews and things like that. So just he's an impressive kid. The Mikal Kamara, of course, I can do it at this level. Transfer of the year. Stephen Daly was the first name listed. He's crushing. I feel like he's running away with this award.
Yeah, because there were only a few group of 5 guys to pick from, right? Lee Beebe, I think healthy probably would have been up there for this award. What other group of 5 guys did we bring in? Really didn't bring in too many. Yeah, and Wheeler, who he's been okay. He's been great.
And Knighton. And Mekhi Jackson, who's in the transfer portal.
Yeah, and Knighton, who hasn't really played this year.
Well, you honestly, and you can't. We saw what happened with EJ Williams last year. I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen this year, but if you're Mekhi Jackson and you're kind of are like, this is the place for me, but I'm not getting on the field, maybe you hit the transfer portal and you save your eligibility and you come back to old EJ Williams. I don't know.
Why not? Little Davion Chan. I mean, we're going to bring in transfer receivers.
We have receivers out. That's not the.
We're going to bring in transfers, though.
Coach Eddie Award for best Twitter presence. That would be Coach Eddie, Coach Haynes, Coach Sig, Jeremy Gray, Prince Alexander Moody, and who else? I mean, Coach Haynes has been dominating this category.
Yeah, Coach Haynes.
He's been absolutely dominating. I almost feel comfortable anointing him the winner of this category. Yeah, already.
Most of these are wraps, to be honest.
They're not all wraps because we still have half a season left. But like just based, I think I'm confident in calling this one. Coach Haynes is our Coach Eddie Award for best Twitter presence of the year. Congratulations to Coach Haynes. He's been dominant. I think what really solidified it for him was actually funny enough. T-Cow posted a clip of the way Indiana dealt with Penn State splitting out the tackle, and his response was like, "Where they want war, we will meet them." I've just been like walking around repeating like "where they want war" to myself like over and over again. So yeah, congratulations to Coach Haynes.
Where do they want it?
We have the Maple Missile Award for Team MVP. Fernando Mendoza, D'Angelo Pons, Mikal Kamara, Pat Coogan, Hosea Wheeler, Aiden Fisher, Elijah Surratt. Mendoza clearing away is like, I mean, I would hear arguments for other guys, but I mean, with the way he's playing right now, it's hard to argue. Yeah. We have the Waffle House Offensive Player of the Year. Would you add anybody else to the list of Surratt, Cooper, Hemby, or Mendoza? Is Charlie Becker working his way onto this list?
Carter Smith.
I like it. Hey, listen, offensive linemen are weapons too.
Yeah, but it's probably Coop. If team MVP goes to Fernando,
it might be Surratt. Surratt back-to-back 100-yard receiving games against Iowa.
Ability is availability.
But yeah, that's true. He missed the Penn State game,
and he's producing 10 tutties. He's
Omar caught touchdowns, I think, in all of those games. Yeah, it's a strong argument. The Try 5 Get 6 Defensive Player of the Year: D'Angelo Pons, Mikal Kamara, Aiden Fisher, Roe Hardy, Stephen Daly, Hosea Wheeler. Shout out to us. That's a nice list. Tyreek Tucker deserves to be on that for sure.
Louis Moore. Stephen Daly.
Moore. For sure. Boykin. Everybody on the defense deserves to be on this. The way Bones Jones.
Yeah, he's been at a point probably like after the Oregon game, he was team MVP on defense.
100%
for the year.
And then our final award is the Mike Kadick Hoosier of the Year Award for Best Hoosier.
Best Hoosier? Me.
And the nominees were Carter Smith, Omar Cooper, Bray Lynch, Class of 2026, Caden Turner, EJ Williams, James Bamba, Jamari Monette, Turvey, Utzinger, Bones Jones, Jamari Sharp, Lewis Moore, Bryson Bonds, and Khalil Benson.
I think it's Bones Jones.
I'm gonna add Aiden Fisher to this list.
I think we're intentionally adding guys that were
Tom Allen guys
on the Tom Allen team.
I have the entire
That's
class of
like Kamari
2026.
Monette, Turvey, like they're all there. It's kind of funny.
I literally wrote class of 2026. Lou Moore is not on this list for some reason.
He left.
So did Benson. Benson's on the list.
Oh, is he really? I mean, definitely forgot Louis.
Yeah,
Okay.
But yeah, that's where things stand. That's the Smokies.
Huh.
If we missed anything, if you got any suggestions, if you feel like if there's a category you want to add, hit us in the comments. Let us know.
Ooh, I like that, Geezer. Way to get engagement. It's good.
Yeah. Hey, if you're watching on the Sigs Inside Twitter account, hop on over to YouTube. Hop in the comments. Please like, share, comment, all that good stuff.
Why don't you?
All right, you want to look at the slate real quick?
That's where I'm going. All right.
It is nice to have a bye. I'll say that.
Yeah, at noon we got ABC Missouri at Oklahoma. Oklahoma 7.5.
Boomer. Next. I don't think Missouri has any shot in this one.
I think they're going to take care of business now that they're in the driver's seat. Is James Franklin coaching Virginia Tech this week?
No, there's no way. There's no shot. Right? He's got to be like.
I just wanted your reaction to that question.
Well, it's a hell of a question, right? Because I'd want to start right away.
Just get out there.
Get in front of the team, meet some people, shake some hands.
Yeah, see what they got out there.
I thought it was interesting that Isaiah Jones said this in one of his press conferences, but they asked him what it was like during the coaching transition, and he said that he had to go out of his way to introduce himself to the coaching staff. So I wonder what people's processes truly are.
Maybe it's a test. They look for guys like that.
I think so.
Who knows? A whole lot of non-ranked matchups. BYU's going to Cincinnati. That could be a little tricky.
Trap game. Sorsby.
Pitt's going to Georgia Tech. Houston's ranked. That's crazy. They're back.
Weigman.
Oh, Houston. I gave them a shout out earlier in the year, and then I saw them get waxed by West Virginia or something like that. I was like, oh.
Big commitment for West Virginia today. That dude Kevin Brown lit a couch on fire.
That's pretty sick.
That was pretty cool.
That's badass.
He did it on the Pat McAfee show.
That's cool.
He's just burning a couch. I don't know where he did it.
It checks out. It's pretty on brand. Rutgers at Ohio State.
I think it would be so funny if Rutgers even covered in this game. What's the spread?
31. It's
Rutgers,
the biggest bet all year.
It's at Ohio State?
Yeah. I like the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Close.
Close?
Not close. Not close at all.
Wide. Yeah.
Very wide.
Oh, man. I wish Rutgers was better. I just, as a New Jersey guy, I'd have a little bit of pride, fellas, but I don't know.
Minnesota in Wrigley Field against Northwestern this weekend. Back-to-back weeks in Wrigley.
This is a great game. This is a fun game. This is an awesome, really fun Big Ten.
I think Northwestern's going to win this game.
I think they can.
They're favored by 3.5. Go figure.
Yeah, I like that. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think they probably should win this game.
Cats go bowling. Yeah, there's nothing real special about Minnesota. They're just a solid team.
No, Minnesota's bad. Minnesota's not a good team.
Northwestern and Minnesota are the same. Like they're the same team. So think about it like that. They're the same.
And one's playing at home.
Yeah, one's playing at home. Exactly. There you go. Glad we're thinking alike. Biggest game of the weekend, CBS game, USC at Oregon. Oregon's 9.5.
Yeah, I like Oregon. I like Oregon big. I think this could be like Indiana, Illinois-esque.
This could be like 63-35. This could be really ugly.
It's going to be ugly. USC is they should have beat Notre Dame, but a lack of poise lost them that football game at multiple points. It's just I don't know. I would be stunned if USC won this football game.
Because if they won that Notre Dame game, they could probably afford this loss. This would probably be a top 10 matchup. Though.
They're in the top 10, dude. They're a one-loss Big Ten team. With their only loss on the road at Illinois on a last-second field goal, which isn't a great loss, but
game day will be going crazy. But yeah, I like Oregon big, regardless of whether or not USC beat Notre Dame or not. I'm taking Oregon big in this spot.
I agree.
Michigan State at Iowa.
Yikes.
Iowa's 6.
Good for the Hawkeyes. 6-point favorites?
16.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Coming off back-to-back losses, Iowa, and the West Coast schools. Told you those West Coast schools, they're tricky, man.
Yeah, it was a big win for USC last week. I like Iowa coming home. Iowa at home is a different team than Iowa on the road.
For sure. Michigan at Maryland.
Michigan could get caught looking ahead here. They could.
They lose and USC loses. Indiana is clinched in the Big Ten.
That's the scenario.
Because they have the tiebreaker over Oregon.
They could lose that game. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but they could. What's the spread? It's probably Michigan 10.5?
13.5.
Yeah. Yep. I think Michigan's going to win. It's a tricky game. It's a trap game. It's not in the same way that Rutgers is a trap game for Ohio State, but that's Rutgers could cover if Ohio State's really just decides to spend the week game planning for Michigan because they haven't beat them since 2020.
Yeah. Fucking Michigan. Yeah, I mean, Malik Washington, he could really give them some trouble.
Yeah, they're playing at home.
They barely.
But they don't. There's gonna be. I don't know what the capacity of Maryland Stadium is, but it's gonna be 75 to 80% Michigan. There's gonna be no Maryland fans at that game.
Yeah, but I think that might make it weird for Michigan. They might even be used to playing in a loud environment where it might throw them off. Call me crazy. But
no, I bet actually it might be harder for Maryland to play in this game.
Yeah. It'd be a signature win for Mike Loxley. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and they just decided to put a whole bunch of money behind him and extend him and all that good stuff.
Yeah, because they want to keep Malik Washington. It's smart.
Yeah.
Smart move.
And the 5-star kid they have committed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Zion,
he's rolling.
something.
He's rolling on the trail. Loxley is.
Loxley guys.
That's probably the scariest upset spot of the weekend. Is Michigan going to Maryland? I think we can agree on that.
Is that the end of the slate?
No. Nebraska at Penn State. This is a fun one.
That's the biggest upset spot of the. This has Penn State. This has Penn State by 2 touchdowns written all over it.
Not so fast, my friend. Penn State's favored by 9 points. You just can't call it an upset. At all.
Oh, that's fair.
When a team's favored by more than a touchdown,
that's true. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, and I'd probably take the points too. And it's gonna be 2 touchdowns at least.
I like Penn State and the point. I think Grunkmeyer goes off in this game. Personally.
This is breakout.
And this is Grunkmeyer breakout territory right now. Raiola only has 2,000 yards in the year. I know he's been hurt a little bit, but still. Emmett Johnson, though, hell of a player. We watched him play a little bit. Great running back. He's going to play on Sundays. He's a good player. I don't know to what extent, but he should make a roster and play for 3 years or so. Running back's hard, and that's that's the most cutthroat position in the sport. It's tough. If you're not Saquon, good luck. Good luck. Holy smokes. But yeah, Penn State big. In-state college. Illinois at Wisconsin. This is okay. I might have to take it back.
Yep. This is the biggest upset spot.
That's the upset spot.
If that Wisconsin team shows up on Saturday the way they showed up to Memorial Stadium, yeah, they're going to beat Illinois.
Yeah, they're going to beat Illinois like 10-6.
Illinois is not built to play that physical of a football game. You watch the way
they are. They are, but yeah, they won't be able to. I think their offense is going to easily stall against that Wisconsin defense if they show out the way they did. It's at home. Jump around. I like the Badgers in an upset.
Me too. I was impressed with them last week. I really was. And those two freshman linebackers are playing as well as any pair of linebackers can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fickle gives hope.
Yeah, a lot of good positive and like a lot of good positive momentum around the program. I know their fans aren't exactly thrilled that he's coming back, but I mean, like it's continuity.
All right, so that's the most likely and long shot Maryland.
Yeah, that I would agree with.
And super long shot Rutgers in Shiano Man in Columbus gets the job done.
That would be. I mean, like that. They would lose this game on purpose to not play Indiana. That
would be the craziest. That'd be the bigger upset than UCLA beating Penn State. That'd be probably one of the bigger upsets in a long time.
It would be the worst loss of all time.
Maybe. Senior day in the Rose Bowl. Washington going to UCLA. 10:30 p.m. Eastern kick on NBC. How about that? How funny is that?
10:30 p.m.
Is that going to interfere with Saturday Night Live?
I don't know. That's a crazy kick time, though.
Right?
That's Big Ten after dark. I actually kind of like it.
It's going to be during.
Is this UCLA's last game in the Rose Bowl?
I think you're missing the point. It's on NBC. Isn't Saturday Night Live start at like midnight Eastern?
Well, they might be out of season.
Maybe.
They're probably out of season.
Interesting. Home for the holidays.
Yeah.
They got to do the Thanksgiving special. They always do a Thanksgiving special. The Thanksgiving skits.
Yeah, we'll do. I mean, we'll have a Thanksgiving week episode for sure.
All right, we didn't pick the Washington UCLA game.
Do we have to? You're gonna make me break your heart like that in UCLA's last game in the Rose Bowl? Are they leaving the Rose Bowl? Is that real?
Yeah, it's pretty real. And Pasadena's suing UCLA, and the Rose Bowl is suing UCLA, and it's a tough time for me to handle all that. I think moving to SoFi would be a good move, though, to be honest.
Interesting.
It's a little less out of the way than the Rose Bowl, geography-wise in LA, and smaller seating capacity, more luxury suites. They could just make more money off it, to be honest, which sucks, right? Like UCLA in the Rose Bowl. Talk about Pac-12 memory of a fucking lifetime, you know? Like, Jesus.
That's all you know.
That's like, that is my origination of liking sports. And to see it go away is, it's interesting. It's like a quarter life crisis almost, but not quite.
That makes sense.
But yeah, UCLA by a lot.
In a one last act of defiance.
By a lot. By a million. UCLA by 10,000.
Damon Williams into the transfer portal? Sorry.
Huh?
What?
Are they going to get what, Nico?
I said, does this force Damon Williams into the transfer portal?
We're getting Sam Levitt.
I didn't say he was coming in. This is Team Alberto over here. Don't come into this. Don't bring that energy over here.
They're gonna bring someone in.
Team Burt.
I asked the question. I don't know if Sam Levitt can beat out Alberto Mendoza. I really don't. And I think Sam Levitt's an guy.
Team Burt, that's the future. Do you got any closing thoughts, Brad? Closing thoughts on the slate?
By 10,000 points.
Closing thoughts on talking to T-Cow?
Yeah, I need to figure out where he gets his film. How does he have access to Illinois State film? How do you figure that
You
out?
heard him. He said they call him Black Market T-Cal.
Yeah, well, he needs to show me his ways and just send me film on quarterbacks because he had Fernando as his third ranked quarterback as opposed to his number one. He did nail the guy he had at 1, even though he committed to Southern Miss. He's having a great year. 24-5 touchdown interception ratio at Southern Miss. Not too shabby in that conference to be doing that. So,
well, hey, player development's a huge part of it too. That was part of I got into a little bit of a back and forth with Mark Rogers about my post about 24/7 saying Indiana didn't have a top 5 talented roster in the country going into this year, which is ridiculous. Is yeah, there's coaching and development have a lot to do with it, but at the end of the day, the players have to be good enough, and to act like Indiana doesn't have NFL guys playing on the field right now it's silly.
Yeah, you could make a statement that compared to this, we do this all the time. Compare this team to last year's team. We love last year's team. The players just weren't good enough to win a championship, and that's year 1. Yeah, probably. That's just how it goes. It's not their fault. They changed the entire culture of Indiana, and that team specifically will always and should get more recognition than this team, even if they win the national title game, because it's almost like that team just set up everything than what we're seeing right now. And yeah, launch pad. Can't forget about 2024. But yeah,
Absolutely.
they would have lost to Iowa and they would have lost to Penn State, and they would have, and they're just not as good talent-wise as this year's team, and that's okay because this year's team's one of the best in the last 5 years, so it's fine.
Amen to that. Closing thoughts on the bye week extravaganza, Brad, before I get us out of here.
I mean, it's good. It's always a fun time at the bye week extravaganza.
We could be getting a part 3.
I felt that I was being a little quiet during the T-Cal interview. I think we need to figure out our dynamics against interviewing, but I think it's good when it's just I kind of chime in, you ask the questions, and then we let the guests speak. I think that's I think it's what the people want. So let us know if we could be doing something.
Well, that's what I mean. Listen, when I
I'm really listening. I'm digesting.
When I reach out to somebody and have them come on the show, a lot of the reason why is because I enjoy listening to them, or I enjoy not all of the reason is I enjoy their content. I want to hear these when I having T-Cal on the show, I want to listen to T-Cal. I don't want to talk over T-Cal and have T-Cal watch me talk. That's defeats the whole purpose of having the guy on the show. I want to get knowledge from him. So yeah, it's we'll figure out the dynamic though. We're still new at this, Brad. That's really only our second interview.
Yeah, in terms of big guests, because Pundit and Jamie Jordan, they're not interviews. And then we had the UCLA.
Jamie Jordan runs the smoke with us.
We had the UCLA guy. Yeah, Jamie's my.
Jamie's part of the show, basically.
Jamie's my alternate. So Jamie is basically part of the show. And if he was less busy, he'd probably be on a lot more.
No, but having Brian Lawton, shout out to the
that was a good interview. That was fun.
And T-Cal, the bald knower. So it's good stuff. Yeah, it's awesome.
He is the master of the eye test.
Yeah, you're the master of the eye test. So he's the inventor of the eye test. I don't even know.
He's master of film study. Because my test is really it's an eye test. It's do they pop for me? Do they pop? Are they different? But he knows more of that technical stuff than I do. I go off a lot of athleticism. I go off a lot of production. The little balance of both is kind of how I do it. Because obviously potential is nothing if you're not producing. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, shout out to T-Cal. That was awesome. Hell of a conversation. If you came in late, missed that part of the conversation, definitely rewind it. I'll be cutting up clips that'll be on the channel. Yeah, shout out to T-Cal. Shout out to Hoosier Commish for tweeting out the link and being in the chat. The chat was popping. The chat was going absolutely nuts while we were talking to T-Cal.
I was going stupid dummy lit.
To the point where I couldn't keep up. So that was pretty cool. And just shout out to everybody hanging out with us. Bi-week extravaganza. Hopefully but we should be lining up for a third bi-week extravaganza as well. So I don't know how we top the first two, but we have a couple weeks to figure that one out. But like I said before, if you're watching over on the Twitter page, if you're watching on Sigs Inside, hop on over to the YouTube. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to Indiana at the Voice of College Football on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter, me at Alec Keyser, Brad at Bradley_Loomis8. Check out the Voice of College Football. Check out Indiana at the Voice of College Football on Twitter. Like I said, we'll be dropping stuff on YouTube throughout the week. I'm tweeting all the time. Brad never tweets, so if you want to see Brad, you got to look at our content. And yeah, the Indiana Hoosiers are 11-0. They get a much-needed break this week, and the fellas will be back for rivalry week next week. So Brad and I will be taking the weekend off. We'll be back next Tuesday to preview the old Oaken Bucket game. And man, what a time to be an Indiana Hoosier. Appreciate you guys for hanging out.
I love the bye week extravaganza. I love it so much. I need to tweet more. I don't know why. I just haven't been.
You do need to tweet more.
I feel like there's a lot to tweet about too, and I kind of feel bad. I should be speaking my mind a little bit more. Because I think it's
people want to know what the master of the eye thinks, Brad.
I think people like knowing where my brain's at. So maybe I just need to give the
thoughts in the ether, Brad. You never know what's out there.
Yeah, it's just I guess.
We'll see you guys next week.
Put the outro on.